Hey designers, what's going on? My name is FimeMD and I'm a senior product designer in Toronto. And today, my friends, we are going to talk about don't be a UX UI designer. Over the last couple of years, I've been getting questions on YouTube and on Instagram, how to become UX UI designer like me, how do I come to Canada, and what is the pay rate of a junior UX UI designer, what tools do I need to learn, what's the salary range from junior to senior, how fast do I need to learn these tools, where do I go to learn, I don't know where to start, and etc. To me, this is what I really feel about it, and I'll give you also why I became a UX UI designer. So based on the questions, I don't know how to come to Canada. Like obviously, I came to Canada in 1997 or 98. I was in grade 3, and the whole immigration process and to be a Canadian citizen, my parents took care of that, obviously. And by my English, you can tell I don't really have a South Asian English accent or like that Indian accent. What do you call it? I think for me, my first language is English. My second language would be Bengali, to be honest, because I hardly speak Bengali, maybe 10% of the time, right? And that's to like speak English Bengali to my mom. But anyway, so like I was saying, going back to this topic really here is what I've discovered is that people are shifting their current occupation to be a UX UI designer because this occupation is trending and it's a very good salary right now. A lot of products are looking for UX UI designer, and that is why it's trending, obviously. And people want to get into like Google or Facebook, Twitter, Netflix, and all these giant tech companies. Now, for me, I never really cared. Well, I can't say I never really cared, but I was never really hooked into working for this big tech company. I was just fascinated, watching users navigate my website or knowing the fact that I had 1,000 people visited my website. That excited me. I was also excited on how to make my website better and better. This was 10 years ago, and it was just desktop, and then came mobile experience, and I was eager to learn about the mobile experience and how much different is desktop and mobile, and so on and so forth throughout the years. To learn the UI tools like XD, Sketch, Figma, and then UX tools like Hotjar, Adobe Stats, Google Analytics, and all that stuff, it's not, they're just tools. It's not going to make you a successful designer, really. The main goal to be a UX UI designer is to be that person who's willing to spend X amount of hours after work to learn new design trend which you can possibly apply to your current work or to your future projects. Figure out latest software and do your research on that. And the main objective is to solve the problem and to be creative, right? I feel like, and this is just me, I feel like if the UX UI industry wasn't trending the way it is right now, I don't think a lot of people would be interested in it. I don't think people will convert their careers into UX UI design, and I don't think people will spend X amount of hours figuring out the new design system or the new data tool or the new UI software like Adobe XD, because to learn something new as a designer does take a lot of time, and that's facts. And therefore, what I really want to encourage you guys in is that if you want to be a UX UI designer, do it because you're passionate in this field. Do it because you want to be very good at researching. Because if you can't research, then you wouldn't know how to come to Canada. You wouldn't know where to apply for jobs. You wouldn't know how what resources you need to become a UX UI designer. And also learn how to solve problems. If you are a problem solver, I guarantee you it'll be much easier for you to get a job. Do not be a UX UI designer because of money, because money will never make you happy. Passion will make you happy. I started this when I was 10 years old. Obviously I went to school back and forth, all that stuff, but then my career started exactly 10 years ago and it's still running. And I never cared to make, oh my god, okay, if I keep this up, I'll make that 6-figure salary, and then I might go work for Uber or Twitter or Facebook. I never cared about that. I cared about the projects that I was involved in. I cared about solving problems. I really cared about being creative. I was a graphic designer before, so the creativity really helped me become a better UI designer. So reverse your gear before you decide to be a UX UI designer. It is extremely competitive. Back in the days, like 7 years ago or so, if there's a UX UI design job opening, I think there's only like 20 applicants that would apply for that job in that span of 1 month. And nowadays you'll see like 1,000 people applying for that job literally every single week. So it's extremely competitive. Your portfolio has to be really, really good. Your resume has to be extremely good so you can stand out and hopefully get a call and hopefully get a job interview. So it does affect your mental health, and therefore what I'm trying to tell you, if anything, is that because it's extremely competitive, do it because you love it. I've been repeating that over and over again. Just do it because you love it. Don't be a UX UI designer only for the money, man. So just be prepared. You'll definitely meet a lot of interesting people. There are a lot of pros and cons. One of the flaws that I can tell you in the design industry from my experience is that having a conversation with the dev team is very hard when they're implementing your design. Means they're coding your design, because whatever you code and what you see, when it's live, it's 30% off, and that can really affect the designer's mental health. Because you as a designer, or well, me as a designer, for example, I've worked so many months perfecting this app, but when it gets pushed live, it doesn't even look the same. So that's the type of conversation you will face at work, and that person might even start hating you because you're making their job harder. And I bet you guys had no idea about that. So this type of conversations, designer versus dev, I don't really see any content creator talking about it, because it's so negative, it's so bad. And if you want me to make a YouTube video about that, just comment below and I will. So don't just be a UX UI designer. Be a designer that loves to solve problems, that loves to use data and to do research and to build something better, loves to work on a team environment, loves to gather feedback, and loves to just build that product for better and better, and also be creative. UX UI designers are now one of those people that are changing the future. So if you're someone that wants to change the future, then I highly recommend you to be a UX UI designer. It's not always about the money. It's always about your passion, what you love. So if UX UI design is something that helps you get up in the morning, then this is definitely the field for you. Having said that, don't give up. Always learn something new. Be passionate. Be creative. And don't forget to like this video, because it will definitely help the YouTube algorithm show my video or some weird things like that. Be the person who's also excited that if their favorite apps and Netflix has a new update, go online and read the case study on that and why they made that new UI update or UX update, because maybe you can apply that into one of your future projects or even at work. Until then, my name is FimeMD, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.